welcome to the podcast. Robert Ty, George Bloom here, looking to go over some real estate things today. So George will actually get us started off this time. So George, take it away.
Yeah, man. Hey, good to get on the podcast again, man. We're usually jumping in your studio, doing it at yours. Here we are talking a little bit about Atrium Realty, newest real estate company here in Jacksonville, Florida. And we just wanted to talk a little bit about why Bobby here chose to get into real estate and also chose Atrium as the real estate company of choice, and how his first few months, he's been here about 4 months now.
About 4 months now, correct.
At Atrium Realty.
Yeah.
And just wanted to go over about him jumping into real estate, getting in the company, and we'll get started with that.
Yeah, so I spent the last 8 years working at Amazon in various management roles, from area manager to senior operation manager, and had a very good experience with the company. Worked on the West Coast, worked on the East Coast, and had a very good experience with Amazon. And all the meanwhile began buying and selling real estate, homes just for myself, some rental properties, some Airbnb properties, and throughout the years, obviously bought bought and sold properties through you as a realtor in the Jacksonville area. And always had a lot of fun doing that. Always, genuinely enjoyed being in real estate and the customer service side of things, the making money side of things. There's a lot of things that I liked about it.
We had some good times.
We had some good times. Yeah,
more
absolutely.
to come.
Definitely more to come. And, I think during the last probably 2 years of doing that, you and me had multiple conversations about actually getting into real estate together. And,
right.
And, possibly finding a way to start a company, continuing to do Airbnbs. And, here we are now, 4 months in. I'm a realtor here in Jacksonville, Florida. Have closed about 3 deals, have about 4 or 5 deals under contract, some self-gen stuff coming along. Yeah. But, it's been very good. And I think one of the things that you were alluding to about why did I choose Atrium Realty? Why did I choose to start working with you? And I know we'll get a little deeper into this, but just kind of a quick overview on that. What was it? It was exciting to start with a new real estate company. And I know you have extensive experience in the real estate industry. So being able to learn from you, being able to start a brand new company, all of that was really exciting to me. And at the same time, it's also smart. It wasn't like it's obviously it's risky, but it wasn't too risky where I felt uncomfortable doing that there. So, but that's kind of my brief little overview right there of how I got started and also why I got started.
Right. And I remember probably a year and a half, 2 years ago, I approached you. We were having a mastermind session, and I remember saying, Bobby, what about, coming and working with me in real estate? I know you have your Amazon thing going, and as a senior operation manager, you're bringing in some good money as well.
Right.
So, when I brought that to you, I know we talked about it, went over the different options there, kind of put a little hold on that. We were still doing a couple of Airbnbs together at that time. And then come about February 1st is when I took on this position with Atrium Realty. It's a completely brand new company, startup, as a national production manager. And my role is really recruiting agents and also finding the quality agent, not so much quantity, getting them into the culture and bringing them on board, smooth, seamless, and helping them really kickstart their career, not just as one of those kind of, huge brokerages, where they're going to accept anybody,
right?
But really find those good agents that want to come on, that want to learn, that want to grow, and also super coachable. And one of the things with you've just really just hit the ground running.
Yeah.
And I've, in terms, tried to give you every single thing that's helped me be successful in my past 5 years in real estate with my previous brokerage, and really kind of share that with you. And I feel like you really grasped that and just, taken that to heart and really just, ran with that. So that's great.
And I think you've given me a couple good key pieces of advice that I really worked off of. When you get referrals in the real estate business, sometimes they're out of state or out of country. So one of the things you told me was, if you have somebody that's out of state or out of country, go make a video for them of some of the properties that they're interested in. So
right.
That's one of the things that I do is when I have someone out of state, out of country, I make a quick video of a house that I know they want. And I show it to them, and I show them that it can be theirs and that they could either just buy it right now, or they can book travel and come down here at some point in the future. We can tour the house, view it, and take a look at it. And that's helped a lot. Another thing that I think helped a lot is always showing up with all the MLS stat sheets printed out in a folder to hand to the client with all key points highlighted, because a lot of folks are data driven,
Right.
and they actually like to open that folder up, see the year of the house, age of the AC unit, age of the roof, bedroom, square feet, HOA fees, everything that goes into a house. I have it right there for them. That was probably, the second thing I had taken away from them. And I think part number 3, always put on a nice shirt, clean cut pair of pants, show up on
presentable.
time, look presentable, so that the client understands that this is a real serious business transaction that's taken place, because it's the most expensive decision they're ever going to make. Right. Therefore, everything has to be on time and done professionally. Otherwise, they probably should just go make that decision with somebody else.
Right. Yeah. 100%. And those are pretty simple things that you can do just to help you in your real estate career.
Right.
Just that, help them when you show up, you're looking presentable, you're handing them all the information they need to make that financial decision for them and their family.
Right.
So just by doing that is huge. Mm-hmm. Shows that you're well organized and you're there to support them.
Right.
And I remember, when we first started getting you in to start getting referrals, and I was going over the video thing, and you've actually came with me multiple times and recorded me while I'm sending videos to clients when I was busy, when I was representing buyers.
That probably would have been my point number 4 there. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Awesome. And then I think your third referral that you received, Gerald, he's over in Germany.
Yes.
Military relocation. He's been stationed over in Germany. And I was just mentioning to Bobby, I was like, hey, when you have those out of state or out of country, or we work with a lot of military here. We're really supportive of the military. We really have to get in there and do everything we can to support them, show them that, hey, we're the boots on the ground here to help you out. So by Bobby just going out and making that video, I think you made how many videos before you were able to get him under contract?
Gerald went under contract on the second video that I sent him, and I tried to send him more videos, but he told me to stop. He told me he saw everything that he needed to see. He told me the second video that I sent him that was the house for him. And I said, are you sure I can go get a third or fourth video for you? He said, no, Robert, listen to me. I want that house and I want to buy it. And that's what we did. He bought that house on that second video that I sent to him. Yeah.
Yep. And then in terms of
big house too. Big house.
What was the purchase price on that?
Purchase price on that home was in the upper 500s, 3,200 square feet, 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, bonus room, loft, study room, facing a preserve. Beautiful house. Beautiful house.
That's great. Like that. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Went by quick.
Yep.
So, you have those clients, you have other clients that are difficult. And one of the great things about just, building that rapport with that client, which we talked about many times, giving that good quality customer service, following through, sending those videos. And also, I know he watched a bunch of your videos, your podcast that you have on your channel, your YouTube videos. What was great as well is you also got a listing from that down in Orlando. You referred to our Orlando division. Yeah.
So after speaking to him on the phone, I found out he had a home in Orlando that he also wanted to sell. A home he bought years ago, nice house, very basic entry-level house. We went for a good price point on that house. Put it on the market for that good price point, gave it a couple of weeks, and someone took it off the market with FHA loans. So
that's great.
Yeah, and I'll say the one thing he did a good job of with that house is maintaining and upgrading the house throughout the course of the years. So he's got all tile floor throughout the house, new roof, newer paint on the exterior of the house. So
that's great.
Maintained it, and then ultimately made some good money on it because he maintained his house.
So in terms of, you made the video for the client, you helped list her. So what steps do you think you took to build that trust to not only help them get into a home by being overseas, going under contract overseas, and then also actually having the opportunity to list their house as well? How did you build that trust with that client to be able to get them to make those decisions, to choose you as their agent to work for them, but also, hey, now I want you to sell my house too? And I think he even mentioned, hey, I'd love to get some additional properties to do some Airbnb business. So how did you build that trust? What were those kind of key points in that?
It kind of goes back to that training video that we just had recently on our team meeting, in that earning trust, also Amazon principle right there as well too, but earn trust with the client. So that initial phone conversation, just getting on the phone, being positive, being open-minded, talking to the customer, seeing what it is they're looking for, not saying no to anything. Just finding
not
out,
saying no to anything.
not saying no to anything.
That's a great point.
Absolutely.
No, we can't do that. No, not that, not taking no for an answer.
Yeah, you can't say no to clients, right? Like they know what they want, they know what they're looking for. Eventually you might come to a no, but in that initial conversation, you want to hear their point of mind, you want to earn their trust. We probably had a nice 45-minute conversation. That was our first conversation while he was in Germany, obviously, and just kind of walk through what it was that he's looking for, what it was he was looking to do, what his overall expectations were for the deal, take all that in, jot down notes for it, and then ideally go out and actually make it happen. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't, but on that one, we made it happen because kind of earned his trust. He wanted me to list his house for him. And that kind of opened up the conversation now to another portal, because now I have all this information on what you're looking to do with this house, but now I have to do the exact same thing for this house. And if I'm dealing with the man's, and it could be the woman's largest purchase that they're going to make.
Right.
I need to take the time and energy to then shift gears and give him my full attention for this listing that he now has. And so I think, going back to your question right there in regards to how did you get that? It's really earning that trust up front, giving the client the time and energy to review their full expectations, and then putting the time in to go make it happen and actually go out there and make it happen for them.
Customer service.
Same thing in Amazon.
Yeah.
The more you rise in rank in Amazon through the managerial side of things, the more you have to provide customer service, to your external customers and to your internal customers. They're all equally important. So, yeah.
That's great. So, and just to talk a little bit about that referral. So that referral came in, and being at Atrium, we're able to offer all of our agents, in our referral network, a lot of referrals. So that's one of the big things, not only just training and coaching, but we want to make sure we have the business there to support you as well. So let's talk a little bit about, how many referrals you've received, how many opportunities you've had, clients you're currently in your pipeline. Let's kind of go over some data and talk some hard data right now about from you starting. I think you received your first referral on June 5th.
Yeah, right then. Mm-hmm.
So June 5th, first referral. So from the moment you started receiving referrals and from accepting those referrals and opportunities, on average, how many referrals would you say come in per day? And then how many have you claimed, and how many do you have under contract right now?
Yeah, so I probably receive on average about 10 referrals a day. Multiply that by the 4 months times 30. That's about 1,200 referrals I've probably received since I've started. So a lot of business. By working with Atrium Realty, a lot of business comes to me. And obviously I don't take a lot of those referrals, because if you really want to give good customer service, then whatever referrals you take, you're going to put a lot of time and energy into.
Right.
So,
you're also, and don't forget, Bobby here, brand new agent, just got his license this year, just started. So pretty much we're working with a brand new agent here, first year in real estate. So just give a little backstory too. Yeah.
First year in real estate, first 4 months. So you're getting a lot of referrals coming at me. So it's kind of my ability to manage the referrals I'm getting and not try to take too much business and bite off more than I can chew.
So more of like a quality over quantity start, right?
Yeah, quality over quantity. Making sure, it's like learning to ride a bike. You got training wheels on it first, and eventually they come off and you can go faster.
Right.
But initially, maybe taking one lead a week, and just really working through that lead, making sure I'm giving that, like we said, great customer service to that lead right there to really move them in the real estate direction that they're looking to go through. And then once they're kind of set in stone, we got them in a good direction, then taking another lead after that, working through
that. It's a great approach.
Yep. Working through that lead right there. So probably have about 4 or 5 clients right now that are kind of like hot clients, needing a house, working through that deal. And then, as one of them gets more and more situated, set in stone, grab another one at that point. But I guess to get back to your initial question, it's been a very good book of business that's been presented to me. So, definitely grateful for that right there.
Great. Yeah. We're glad to have you here at Atrium. So in terms of total referrals that you've actually accepted, so probably have received, opportunities that you could have accepted around 1,000, 1,200, you said.
Right in that ballpark.
That's great. Not a lot of real estate companies out there. I've interviewed a ton of different real estate companies. Not a lot of companies offer that support and that lead source to their agents.
Right.
So really glad to have you on board. So in regards to those 1,000 referrals that you could have potentially accepted, for quality, just like we're talking, those quality of referrals are great. So I wanted to also talk about, so out of those, you've accepted about 14 of those, I believe, right?
Correct. 14, 15. Yeah.
So 14,
right
15.
Absolutely.
You've already had 3 closings. So
Correct.
last week or the week before, you had 3 closings in 1 week.
Correct.
So congratulations on that. That's awesome.
I appreciate it.
And then you have 4 or 5 more under contract right now.
Right.
So new agent really hitting the ground running here.
Yeah.
And that's going great. So conversion wise, for those referrals that you've actually accepted, you're probably at around, from actually closing those, you're probably at around like 40%. If you accepted 14, you have 5 under contract, you've closed 3.
Yep.
I mean, probably 40, 50% for conversion. Those leads have got to be good.
Yeah. And they are. I think probably all but just a few of them were not realistically well qualified or vetted leads.
Right.
They all have been customers with serious real estate needs.
Right. That's great.
Absolutely. And then it's my job when I get that lead to help move them in the correct direction. Now, you can't do that with everybody because, sometimes for a variety of different reasons, someone, although they want a certain type of house, they can't get it. And they might choose rather than buying to rent. But, kind of like you've alluded to, if you really work the quality of leads that you have, you're going to put people in houses. And that's the ultimate goal of this, is to help people find the house that they want, that they can be happy in at the best payment possible. So,
right. And for receiving those referrals, no upfront costs, which is great.
Right.
So, if you're looking at referrals and leads throughout, the market and the country, purchasing leads and all of that, I would say you probably have, a 1, 2, 3, maybe 4% conversion of referrals when you're purchasing referrals, being a part of Atrium, which is nice. I mean, you're at almost a 50% conversion, which is amazing. And brand new agent, which is even better.
All right.
So really shows there's a lot of potential and opportunity here.
Yeah. I think taking a genuine professional attitude towards the business helps out a lot. Leveraging a people first approach really helps a lot. Being very customer centered, and I'm speaking on total Amazon terms right here because I've spent 8 years at Amazon, but being very customer centric, which is another Amazon core value, really helps the customer in real estate get into the house. Right. And then earn repeat business going forward. So I think, that type of personality, that type of approach really helps drive a business forward.
Yep. 100%. And here at Atrium, we want you to have fun, but also deliver results with integrity. That's a big thing we have here. Yeah. So with the current market here in Jacksonville, what we're seeing is, a lot of agents are kind of getting out of the business right now when you're actually thriving. Yeah. So that's great. And just to touch on a little bit more data here, I was just looking at a National Association of Realtors statistic, and I think only about, 15% of agents are renewing their license their second year in real estate. So for you to come in your first year and crush it, says a lot about yourself, says a lot about Atrium, the agency that you joined. So we're just super happy to have you here and glad you're out there crushing it, man.
Yeah, the data is very important too. I mean, I think when you look at how many real estate agents quit after their first year, or thus far more experienced real estate agents have been quitting, it's a tougher market to sell in when interest rates are rising and prices are rising. Right. Which means as a real estate agent, you have to be all the more diligent. And you have to be as sharp as you can be, and you really have to put your client and their needs first and show them all the different. I mean, it's interesting because you can show clients so many different things, whether you're showing them condos, townhomes, single family houses, secondary market, going into the new home construction market. There's a lot of ways.
Got to be knowledgeable.
Yeah, you got to be knowledgeable, and there's a lot of ways you can attack your client's needs. And when you're doing that, you can really present numbers and play with the finances in a variety of different ways that best suit the client and the customer themselves. Whether you're negotiating with the builder or negotiating on some secondary houses, or sometimes, rather than that, they might want to be in this certain side of town, and that's fine. If that's where they want to be, that's where they can go. But if the prices on a different side of town are 25% lower, just showing them the properties over there, they might see that and go,
yeah,
I'm gonna save
giving them options.
Giving them options.
Right.
And they might buy over there, and now they're in a much better financial position because you showed them the options on the table.
Right. Yeah, 100%. So can you share any insights on how and why you decided to choose Atrium and how Atrium is kind of supporting you, as a brand new agent coming in? Can you share a few of those things in terms of, could be technology, coaching, whatever it may be?
Yeah, I think the technology piece is really important. You want to be working with a company that's very simple and easy to work for in an age where technology is so prevalent. So to partner with Atrium Realty and to work with them, it's obviously not an established real estate company yet with offices spread out, like I'm sure it will be over the next couple of years.
You could technically say, hey, we've been active since the beginning of the year, pretty much a startup company.
Yeah, a startup real estate company. And I think what I've liked about that is the lead source comes right to your cell phone. Once they come to your phone, you then have your agent dash, which is a CRM in itself. And then we have another CRM right on our phone. So I can basically run my real estate business from Atrium Realty right through my cell phone, through my laptop, my computer, with pen and pad there. So I can be a very mobile, versatile agent working through Atrium Realty. Also, we spend time on team meetings, going through a lot of training, coaching. I thought this most recent, and again, it's a virtual role, so I'm on a virtual training with an agent from Phoenix, Arizona, a guy that's had a ton of success, and kind of get his perspective, his mindset. Has been
Neil Brooks. He was great.
That was great. And then I think a prior training session we had, what was with Sergeant Major.
Michael Barrett.
Yep, of the Army. So guy ran Marine Corps, Marine battalions. And anytime you're learning from somebody that ran the Marine Corps for multiple years, you're getting a ton of good training to take in. So I think, and obviously you're on every training call, and you've been a experienced real estate agent for 5-6 years, top realtor in Jacksonville. So to get trainings like that, you can take away a lot of really useful techniques and skills to apply. And I think that's kind of been some of the things I really liked about Atrium Realty so far.
Yeah, that's great. And you're already just in the beginning, which is great. When we talked about your conversion, you're up around 50%. So that's great. Love seeing that. You're crushing it out there. So when I was doing the same thing, I think I was running between 25 and 50% as well, consistently. And to be able to have that quality of lead source, I mean, the amount of closings that you're able to have just goes up exponentially. So, if we were to calculate, all your closings, you had 3 the previous weeks, but just getting started. And a lot of those, why they didn't close within 30 days too. You did a lot of new construction as well. Here in Jacksonville, there's a ton of new construction, get a lot of different incentives.
My favorite. I love new home construction.
Yeah, get them into a new home, warranties, all of that. Those are great. So if we were to do just a quick calculation, just off the top of our head, let's just throw, hey, if you're you can probably break it down to a closing a week, right? So, I mean, you're probably reaching within your first year, probably around $250,000 your first year. Is that what we kind of calculated previously?
It could begin trending like that. Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, first year, second year, if you're, once you get started, if you're doing a closing a week, and I'm really interested, once we have this first year complete, once our agents all have their first year here, I'm really interested to see the data that actually shows how successful not just Atrium's agents have been, but if we compared Atrium Realty to every single new real estate company out there, I guarantee that we're going to be one of the top real estate companies in the market for agent production, especially with our new agents. I mean, like I said, 15% success rate as a new agent, National Association of Realtor Statistics, somewhere around that 15% mark. They renew their license their second year. So, once we have your first year done, I'm really excited to look at that data and see where that actually puts you overall as first year agents in the entire country, because it's going to be at the top.
Right. And I also think too, another interesting component that develops when you really take care of the customer then is repeat business. Right now, when you're as someone that's done Airbnbs and investment properties, when I'm helping these customers find houses, I'm speaking to Airbnbs, investment properties, and then you start seeing light bulbs kind of go off in people's heads where they're like, oh man, wow, I could get an Airbnb for just $150,000 to $250,000. I could maybe do a new home construction, secondary, and then you start seeing these light bulbs go off. So, I've already had one or two customers who are now like, hey, can we talk about an investment property?
Right.
And obviously, you kind of tell them, pump the brakes a little bit. Let's get you in your house first. Let's make sure you settle in, financially stable. But absolutely, a few months down the road, we can work on generating you a investment property, an Airbnb, showing you how to do it, teaching you how to do that there. So I think to your point right there, you see how well Atrium's doing, and then you also can kind of see the repeat business that these Atrium agents are creating.
And for repeat, I mean, my last year as just working out boots on the ground as agent before I took this role, I mean, that was the best year I've ever had. And I think a lot of that was from repeat business, because after every referral I've received, I would say, every other client has sent me a referral. So to build my business from the referrals that I received really snowballed my whole business and really helped me grow. So, that 5th, 6th year mark was huge for me. Right. So I see your 2nd year, 3rd year, 4th year, I really feel like those are going to grow exponentially. And I think I had on average, 25 to 35 to 40% growth every year.
Right.
So, yeah. Well, Bobby, it's been great having you on. I'm glad we got to do a podcast together. Yeah. Finally jumped on. I know it's been a little while.
It has been a little while. Hopefully we get another one out within the next 30 days.
Yeah. Well, hey, until next time, Bobby, let's get on here again. And thanks for coming on. I'm excited to do this again, man.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Bobby.